head there, Mike. It's the this constant balancing act between ensuring that there's a frictionless means to transact online and building trust in the digital environment versus what could effectively be this universal ID, straight passport, what it might be, or identity card that's in the digital space. But of course, if call it, Ross will understand this terminology, like a threat actor, criminal, hacker, is able to control that. And actually, this happens online when people have physical burglaries, when they take paperwork, utility bills, and whatever. They can then impersonate people online and essentially replace them. Now, I know that's sort of worst case scenario, but if you have a universal ID, we just need to make sure there are the checks and measures in place to make sure that that may happen. But let's keep it to the absolute minimum, because we must acknowledge that it's not it's not possible to have 100% security. It just doesn't exist. But it's all about mitigating the risk while driving innovation, and it's just getting that balance. And I think that we've obviously got the onset of artificial intelligence at the moment as well. And so the point I was making earlier about it's not necessarily an advantage to be first mover is that actually you could say the UK is actually in a great position because it's kind of got the ability to, although it has perhaps been moving slower, it's got the ability to put in a really robust framework that will have greater longevity, because it can sort of review some of the standards that we've got at the moment, for example, in relation to strong customer authentication and regulatory technical standards. So there's those three attributes: possession, knowledge, inherence, two of which need to be satisfied in order to make sure you've authenticated or verified someone. Now, the third one is particularly controversial, inherence, which actually relates to biometrics, who you are. Now, that from a privacy perspective, that has issues, of course, because it indicates biometric data is particularly sensitive under data protection law. But the issue we have now with artificial intelligence, and I'm sure Ross and NCC and his team, I know they're sort of cutting edge on this along with other specialists in this area, is that the AI is now so sophisticated that it's becoming easier and easier to actually impersonate biometrics themselves. And so, like, you at the moment, you are assuming that I am who I say I am right now, but there is this sort of like, we should all have this sort of zero trust baseline, whereby no one trusts anyone, especially if they're going to transact with them, unless they've authenticated who they are. So I think it's sort of reconfiguring our assumptions about how we transact, because unless we do, we risk obviously damaging a great opportunity to introduce universal ID, which I think would be a fantastic thing. But we also just need to be aware of the risks when we go into it.